All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. I'm Ben. Thank you for being here. Happy Thursday. Week's almost over. Weekend's coming up. I appreciate you coming by as always. Let me know in the chat how the sound and video quality is. I realized I had a setting on my mic that was like around sound versus directed sound. So this should be better, but I'm not sure. Just let me know. Hello, Bev. Hello, Missy. How are you? Right off the bat, I would like to say that I have failed my people. Tonight was a Lego speed building contest. Hello, Johnny. At there's a arcade bar up about 5 minutes from my house called Pixel Palace, and they had a Lego speed building event where you pay $20. You get to go build a set, and then you keep the set, and then first, second, and third place gets cash and prizes, basically. And the set was the donut truck, which I didn't have already. And I don't know what happened to the other figure. I think I may have dropped her at the bar or in my car or something. I thought I grabbed both of them. Doesn't really matter. I don't need the set. The idea was to go and have fun. I built this in 18 minutes, 20 seconds, timed myself, which was about 8 minutes slower than the first place person, who was probably 12, 13. What's up, lame CHO06? What's up with you? Thank you for being here. So I feel bad that of course I got beat, and I'm glad it was by a kid. But even second and third place was by a dude sitting across from me and then somebody else. So I was like, the fact that 10 to 14 minutes is what first, second, third was. And I got about 17 and a half. Like, I think it took a while to remember that I had a timer going, but 18 minutes. So this is 250 pieces, 18 minutes. But you get to keep the set. So, I mean, and, had a couple of beers, met a couple of people that were there. They were very interested in Lego. We got to drop off a ton of Brick Rodeo. D Stew? Is this the D Stew? Hello, man. How are you? Haven't talked to you in an age. Used to work with David Stewart a long time ago. We were both networking, sysadmin type people, working at a day trading firm. Did some artwork for his kid. We hung out a little bit. It's been many years since we've actually hung out face to face, and he had messaged me on Blue Sky saying we should hang out. So, but it was fun. We got to drop off a bunch of Brick Rodeo flyers and talk to a handful of people in the area about Brick Rodeo. We got to talk to the event organizers and the bar people about it, the people who own the arcade bar. And that was the first time I've been there, and it's literally like a 3-minute drive from my house. So I'm glad I went, and it was a good time. I feel like I've let my people down though by being so slow. But it was fun. So tonight we're gonna do hopefully 2. Still on my wall. That's so great to hear. We're gonna do 2 sets. I need to get a purple lightsaber for this dude. I'm sure I have it somewhere. We're going to do a Mace Windu Edda class. This is an Edda class attack shuttle. I think it's an attack shuttle. It may just be an Edda class shuttle. I'm going to get the parts for it, and we're going to kind of build as we go because I may have most of these parts. I can already tell you what parts I don't have, and it's these guys right here. So we'll also build a list of parts that I need for the model as well. Was the beer good is the next question. Yes. It was... they had a lot of taps. They had probably about 12 taps. So, Love Street, 512 Porter, the typical stuff. What's up, VW? Vince? First band practice was Tuesday. I did see photos. Facundo Torres was there. Nice. That's who you meant by Torres. You're like, Torres was there. And I'm like, I don't know what Torres. I forgot the new player, Facundo Torres. That's cool that he made it to a Murga thing. That's very cool. All right. So this is the Edit class shuttle. I'm going to pull up an Edit class shuttle so you guys can kind of see what it is. I don't really remember like where we saw this in the Clone Wars, but I know it's a Clone Wars ship. I just don't think it was like in a ton of things. Yeah, it's in the Clone Wars. So I mean, it's in a bunch of episodes of the Clone Wars. It's usually reserved for like Jedi transportation. I have a feeling that you'll see a lot of like Ki-Adi-Mundi was probably in it. Mace Windu was probably in one. Yoda probably took one once in a while. Plo Koon, if they weren't taking their own starfighters, that kind of thing. Diplomatic mission type of stuff. But this is what the shuttle looks like in real life. And this is what we're working with here. So we'll get to parting this out. Only slightly disappointed. I'm sure age was a factor. They were also all paper bags. It was all paper bags. This was 2 books of instructions. 2 books. The instructions were weird. I've never seen this before. I think I still have them. Hang on. I had already recycled the box, the instructions, because I'm like, who needs this anymore? So, but yeah, paper bags. But then also, the instructions were these weird things where it's got like, instead of a call out, like you're used to an image up here that has the pieces, it has this weird opposite page where it's like, put these pieces in your hand and then put them over here. And then put these pieces in your hand and then put them over here. Like this was messing me up because it's just like constantly like looking over here, looking over here, looking over here, looking over here. These are not great speed build instructions. This was so bad. Like all I was doing was trying to look on this side of the page every time. You know, and at one point I thought I might use the digital instructions. But yeah, definitely beaten by a couple, probably a 12-year-old and then like a 14-year-old. And then I think by a mid-20s something. Anyway, super weird. Yeah, I was fully, I don't think I was, like I think I may have come in 4th, maybe 5th, like overall. And there was probably about 20 people there. So I think I was doing pretty good. But yeah, this one kid just beat everybody. The problem is about 10 minutes in, he's like, done. And they come over to verify and he's like, there's this giant black piece right here. And he's like, oh. So then he had to find it because it had fallen on the floor. And then he found it and it still beat everybody. So inspired by IKEA. Pretty much you need that guy with the line drawing guy being like, don't forget your Allen wrench, you know. All right, so I think I'm just going to try to go through this and see if I can build it with what parts I have. This is a lot of dark red. So I know I've got these pieces, but I don't think I have them in dark red. I know I have like regular plates in dark red, but I don't think I have these pieces, maybe a little funky. These I know I just got because I took apart the Celestial set, the Eternal Celestial set, and I just scavenged those parts. Probably, yes. Maybe. Yeah, so most of this I think we can get done. That's a brick, that's a brick, that's a brick. I don't think I have these thruster pieces in the back in that color, but we'll see. I might go so I can keep my oldest Rowan, a capo, goes to practices. So I might go because of that. But I generally, like, I don't have a reason really to go. I'm not in Murga, so. All right, so let's get started. So we've got, this is a 2x8. And we've got 1x5s in white. That may be a problem. I don't think I have 1x5s in white. So what I can do is I can build this with black or maybe tan, and we'll just see how it looks. And then I'll have to make sure to order, to remember what I have, and then I can make a list of it. So let's get to going. I don't even think, Dave, now, I don't even know where I've got that art stored. I used to have everything up on Flickr, and now Flickr is a paid service, and you can only have like 1,000 images up there or 200 images or something like that. So I got rid of a lot of stuff, but I didn't like really back it up. I think maybe, did I back it up? Local computer. It's not in program files. Where's my desktop? Brick Rodeo, Stream Shortcut. Yeah, I know I've got it somewhere, but it's oddly... So, like, a lot of my old artwork, I don't have record of it anymore. Uploads to Flickr. Yeah, I don't know what happened to it. Weird. All right. Tan for that used future look. I can take a picture and send you. No, that's okay. Like, I'm sure I've got an original. Like, I still have hard copies of a lot of the artwork in a portfolio somewhere. It's just, I don't post a lot of drawings anymore, so it's hard to get rid of the build area there. It's hard to justify keeping them in... What does that look off? Keeping them on a digital site when they're not being used. So, be right back. Should not have been surprised. I have a drawer full of 1x5s. I mean, drawer full of 1x5s I knew I had. I didn't think I had this many white. I have black and tan and white. I didn't think I had that many. So we'll start here. Building it like this also gives me an idea of how to do the directions later. So like if this first step doesn't work really well, then I'll remember that and move on. Also, I'm doing no beer tonight. Had a couple while I was at the arcade bar, and I don't need any more. All right, so now we need a handful of snot bricks, it looks like. We got a corner snot brick. How many corner snot bricks? 4 corner snot bricks. 1x2 gray, a 1x2 white, another 1x2 white. And then what is this? That's just a 2x4 brick. A white 2x4 brick. All right, I'm gonna get some snot bricks real quick. I don't think I have enough corners in dark gray. It may be a problem. Don't think I have any corners in dark gray. I have black. Will black be a problem? Will white be a problem? try white for now, and I'll just remember that I got to get a couple dark grays. So how was practice? Did you learn a bunch of, do we have any new chants this year? Is everybody still freaking out over Carnival? I still don't really know Carnival. Carnival is very difficult. And it's mostly because I don't speak Spanish. Like, I got the rhythm of the song and everything, but it's the speaking Spanish that I'm having a problem with. I am pretty musically inclined. I just don't speak it in Spanish. All right, next big thing is a dark red 4x4 plate and a 1x4 plate. If you can't hear it over the mic, the 4x something drawer is probably the loudest drawer that I have. Uh-oh, what is this? I needed one other. One other pair of snot bricks. And I've completely lost my voice. So it'll be a few minutes till it comes back. But while it's coming back, do you guys want to talk about the Project Hail Mary set that was announced today? We got couple things we can talk about. You can see that it slowly comes back on its own, as long as I don't push it too hard. All right, it's a nice solid base from which to work. All right, let's do this. Let's do the cockpit last. Yeah, right. That's a good idea. I should text Beth and say, "Hey, go turn on the kettle for me." Honestly, not a bad idea. I think I'm going to do that for myself. If you guys could give me just a minute, I will be right back. All right. While the kettle's heating up, it's so chill here. It really is. So yeah, if you aren't aware, we're gonna get a couple of these claws and 1x2 plate and modified. Let's go with those guys first. Oh, did it delete some stuff? See if we can find any of these too. I'll go get that drawer real quick. So I don't have the dark reds of those, so I'm gonna have to remember to order those. Got plenty of white. Lego announced today that they are doing, that a set is coming out for Project Hail Mary. And it's basically a stand with the ship. And I'm just going to use light gray here. Actually, I'll use nougat so I can remember to order these parts. Because if I use gray, I'm going to forget that they actually don't belong in here. Probably use hot pink too. Nougat is more readily available. So the set is a ship, and then a pilot, and then a my computer seems to be doing something funky. Anybody else seeing this? It's getting a little wonky. I run into this a little bit with, like, this camera is acting weird. I'm gonna disable it really quick. It's always something. Build cam, audio input, face. Deactivate. Okay. I've been playing, I'm gonna go on a tangent here real quick, and I hear my kettle is done, so I'm gonna go get my tea here. Yeah, the stream buffered a bit too. Like, there's nothing else really going on. Beth is on the phone with her parents, but like my PlayStation isn't on. It's that time of night, and gotta share the pool with everybody else. I don't know if it's my computer or what. I think my hard drive may be dying because I can occasionally hear the platters vibrating a little bit. So I think I need to get a new hard drive and redo my OS. I don't see that I dropped any frames either, so I think it was just the machine was having an issue, not the internet. All right, so I got these guys. Let's go get some tea real quick. So I've been playing a modded... I lost chat. What happened to the chat? It's weird. There we go. Really weird. Don't need that. Don't need that. Playing a Star Wars Battlefront 2 mod. It's called Kyber, but Kyber is just the launcher, and that's where you get all the mods. But everybody calls it Kyber because it's easier than saying, I got this mod for this game, and this game, and this whatever. But it's been so much fun. And the problem I have is I don't think my PC is bad. It is a few years old, but it has a very new GPU, pretty good memory. I think the hard drive needs to be replaced. Other than that, it seems fine. But like I'll start the game and I know that I'll play one game and the whole thing will lock up. And the only thing I can do is reboot my machine and start it again, and then it plays fine. So it's the tax for playing. Like I go in once, it locks up, restart, play. Every time. And that's what it sounded like for a second. Like the music went grrr, and then everything kind of locked up for a second. So I'm like, oh man, I hope, my machine isn't going dead. All right, so we're gonna go get some more pieces real quick. It's been a lot of fun because I'm maxed out on my my PlayStation 5 Battlefront. Like I've maxed out all the infantry. I'm very high level on all the heroes and ships and enforcers and stuff like that. But now I'm just like chasing down the elusive, complete this thing for one of your heroes, and it's going to take forever because it's like kill 2,500 people with Darth Maul. And I'm like, I've been playing this game for 7 years and I still haven't done this. This is going to take forever. So, well, I do have these guys in dark red. If not, I'll have to, because I don't have them in white. So I'll either have to order them. I don't have 4 in dark red. See, that would have been great if I had 4, but I don't. I have 3, which doesn't make any sense. So we're going to do black instead. So lots of black. So yeah. Project Hail Mary, new ship. It's the ship, and it comes on a stand, and then you get the main character. I don't remember any of the names of anything in the book. And then Rocky, that's the only one I remember, which is the alien. So spoiler, he meets an alien, but it's in the Lego set. Okay, that should be nice and tight there. What's up, Mayo? Okay, we got that. Got that. What's next? Let's do this. It's a 2x4 and then a rail and some slope. Why did I take that slope off? For whatever reason. Probably so I could see this stuff. 2x2, 2x2. What is that? Tile, rail. The ship itself, Project Hail Mary, basic rocket ship shape, is supposed to disassemble in half, rotate, and extend itself out so that the center of mass is the big rocket. And then the little capsule is way out here, and it provides its own centrifugal force, centripetal, enough to give him gravity during his long voyage so that he can conduct experiments, because there are some things you can't do in microgravity, right? I was going to do a disc check. I was going to do a defrag. I was going to do a scan, like a bunch of stuff. What's up, Huck? How are you? Thanks for being here. That's where we are now. I think the ship looks fine as is. I know some people have said it looks terrible. Need some jumpers and a tile. So 1 white tile, 3 red jumpers. The rocket ship itself, in the book, looks a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. It looks a little old school rocket ship kind of thing. It doesn't look great. But I get where the functionality, why it's important to look the way it does. And I haven't seen the movie. I don't even know if the movie's out yet. So I think this is based off basically the movie version of this. It still has to function in a way that like it extends out so it makes sense to have a centrifugal force. So I don't know what the movie is going to do. All right, so I'm going to get some slopes. And it was an apparent what I had, so I'll just bring them all over here. This is my box of cheese wedges and my bag of double cheese wedges. So I think I spotted one in here. The ship itself, the Lego version, if this is what the ship of the movie looks like, it looks pretty cool. What I do like is the character in the spacesuit also looks very cool. Rocky looks fine. Rocky looks like so you guys remember the exo frame or exo suit, like one of the early ideas sets, had this little droid with it. That's what Rocky looks like. Take off this little top part with the eyes. That's kind of what he looks like. And it's fine. Like on the off bars where the legs are, you have little grapple arms or whatever. So, yeah, that's fun. I had to take off one of them because I needed a gray head for my gray spaceman. So I think I can replace that now, though. So the ship itself looks pretty cool. The figure looks cool. Rocky looks, it looks fine. Some interesting pieces in interesting pieces in dark tan. Let's see if I can get rid of some of these. See if I see anything coming up. I'm not seeing it, but I know the part exists, and I know I've used the part. Just worried that I may have used all the parts. Let's get a couple of whites. The stand that it comes on looks pretty cool too, and I think the stand itself is functional, and I think there's a thing that will split the like it's one of these where it's like that open and close sign where if you like rotate it, it says closed one way, and then it like part of it kind of goes like that, and the other part turns and it says closed. I think it's going to be like that, where if you turn it, part of the ship turns a little bit, and then another part swings way over here, so it looks like they're separated. But again, I don't know what the movie version is doing, so, but I feel like that's what they're basing it off of. I have very few of these white pieces. That's really weird. Thought I had more. I don't think they're tied up in a mock anywhere. Nope. maybe other microfighters. Cool. Well, I guess I have to order some 1x2 slopes. Let's go ahead and use silver so that I can remember to order these later. Let's see what else. So that's cool. We'll see how that works out. There's also K-Pop Demon Hunters is coming out with a set. And I'm not, well, K-Pop Demon Hunters is coming out with something. Johnny and I were talking about it, and we think it's probably going to be at least the tiger, the derpy tiger spirit thing. With the three-eyed crow or blackbird. I know I dropped a piece. Weird. I also have a feeling that there's going to be a stage. There's going to be, I mean, there could be a lot of, the movie itself has a lot of different, they could have their penthouse where they get ready. They could have the train station where they fight. They could fight on the big stage at the end with the Saja boys. God, I really thought I would have a lot of dark red. Must have been using it for something. Oh, there's one. I only need two. So yeah, I feel like there's a lot of potential. And I feel like they're also going to do Friends figures. I don't think they're going to be mini figures. I know like BTS was minifigure, but I think these will probably be Friends figures. Okay, 1x3 plate, another 1x5 plate. On my 1x5 or on my 1x something plates are all like yellowed and gross. I'm gonna have to do a time for an outside soak in some peroxide. All right. Let's see. Do I want to do the top wing first? Or the side wings first. Let's do the top wing. Yeah. So, do they have molds for the figures? Makes sense for them to do brick built things first, since they have to do molds for the figures. Oh, I see. Yeah. I'll drink some tea. Yeah, they should do stuff that they can build first, like the cat and the bird. I'm trying to think of something else they could do. I feel like the Friends figures would be better suited. Because I think it'd be easy enough to get the prints for those. Oh no. I don't know why I spilled so much. Decaffeinated Earl Grey. My thing is I'm guessing they'll probably need certain hair pieces. Rumi's hair is very long. And I know there are big braid pieces like that, but I don't think they're that big. All right. So we've got an inverted and then a regular and then a 1x1. just enough digging in each of these bins because dark red is a fairly common color, but not common enough that it just floats on top of whatever bin that you've got. So it does take a little bit of looking, but we're getting there. All right. You know, 1 by 2, couple 1 by 3, 1 by 2, 1 by 1, 1 by 1. So 1s, 2s, and 3s. This was easier than I thought. French style looks like the anime style of the movie. Agreed. So we got 1 by 1 here. White. Another 1 by 1. There was something else. Oh, that's not right. Oh. Row. Looking at the wrong spot. So aside from Lego news, of which there is a lot, there's also some other news of which I am not super happy about. Horizon Zero Dawn, Guerrilla, came out with an announcement today that they've got a new game coming out. I don't even remember the name of it. Something like Legendary Hunters or something. And it is one of those. It doesn't look great. Like, it looks like, I'm not going to say League of Legends, but it looks like kind of animated. Everybody was using different games to compare it to. And I didn't recognize any of the games. There was this Skyrim reference. Basically, it's a co-op game, and it's online co-op, where you and a crew go hunting machines. And you can play it by yourself, and you've got NPCs that will help you, but I feel like it's not going to be as impactful if you do it by yourself versus if you do it with friends. And I'm like, I'm never going to be able to find anybody to play with, so I'm going to have to be at the mercy of randos that I find on the server to go hunt down a Thunderjaw or something. And I'm like, man, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. So not really happy about it. Plus it's kind of it's not a dumbed down version, but it's a more artistic, painterly, cartoony style of the game. So not really for me, but you know, we'll see. Hopefully they're using the money that they earn from this game to funnel into completing chapter 3 of the big game. Because otherwise I'm going to be like, nah, I'm never going to play that. I'm pretty sure I don't have these guys in white. I'm going to go check. And then I'm going to get these 2 pieces, or these 3 pieces as well. The inverted slope bucket, because I think it's going to take a little bit of digging. I didn't have white, so we're going to use gray for the time being. Enshrouded, and it's a lot of fun. I'm thinking of the next game I think I want to get is Contact, so that I can play the sequel of Contact that comes out, I think, this year. Trying to think of something else. Like, there's another game somebody suggested that I get. Can't remember what it is. All right, so I'm pretty sure I have this part, but I think it's buried. If not, I'll use just a regular red, so I know I have to order it. I was pretty sure I had this. Huh, guess not. Grinding Balatro. Yes, I'm that old. Yes, we can always dream of new molds. I agree. What is Enshrouded? Give me the elevator pitch of Enshrouded. While I dig for dark red. No, that's brown. Sometimes I get excited and then I'm like, nope, different color. I was really sure I had this part. What the deuce? Okay, first of all, this is in the wrong spot because it's not inverted. It's just a regular... But what the heck is that? What is that? It's not Bluey from, what's the, it's not, Totally Monsters or whatever, but it's like something's House for Fostered Monsters or Foster's House of something monsters. It looks like Bluey. Or Grimace? Like, I don't even know if this is like a real Lego. Oh, it says Lego on it. Weird. It's purple. That's got to be Grimace. Was there a McDonald's Lego? Something? Grinding Forge of Empires. Not sure if that's old or young person's mobile game. Forge of Empires, it seems like it would go along with the old Microsoft, like Age of Empires. And I loved Age of Empires. I loved it long enough to where I could like chop down trees and find rocks and stuff and get to about a castle level. And then I just gave up. Because then I get invaded and I end up dying and having to start over. Wow. Alright, well, my memory is shot because I really thought I had like lots of these. So we'll just do this. Let's do that. Could probably do white. Let's do gray. That way I'll remember to get it. Slope 33 by 3 from 99. Wow. So 99, I must have got this in a weird, like bulk, like somebody just gave it to me, because I don't think I was buying just Star Wars from 99, and just that, like just 99. I think 2000 is when they really started coming out with more of them. Because Phantom Menace hit in 99. I don't even think there were many sets. It was a buildable car. That's weird. I feel like these inverted slopes are in a bag, like separate from something. So, all right. Moving on to the big wings. What do we got? We've got these guys in white. 1x1s. 1x1s over here too. Okay, so 1x4s and 4 1x1s. Must have been an old crossover or something. Age of Empire 2 on Ye Olde Pro Trader Network. Man, those were the days. I think I've regaled the chat with the stories of a guy we used to work with named Dave Block. And this was Command and Conquer days when we would get we'd fire the LAN up, play some Command and Conquer, Red Alert, and there were a couple units in Command and Conquer that looked similar. Now, Command and Conquer wasn't like the greatest graphics ever, but you could distinctly tell a tank from a Jeep from a radar dish kind of thing, right? But there were two units that were fairly similar looking. There was a radar tower, and there was a artillery unit. Lego is a sponsor result. The description is Lego is Lego. Yeah, thanks, Lego. Appreciate it. I feel like it was a Happy Meal or something. Like they probably did some Happy Meal Lego, and it was like you get a Grimace, you get a little car and each character was on it, like Grimace and Hamburglar and Ronald and stuff like that. Wow, I bet it's not like this piece alone will get me through retirement, but I mean, that's probably fairly rare for this hit in my dark ages. So the fact that I have it's kind of odd. So we're playing LAN Command and Conquer, and there's probably between 3 and 6 of us. Like I don't exactly remember, but it's enough to where you have a giant map and everybody gets a starting base, and then you have X amount of time to build up your base and then go after somebody. And usually you try to at least kill one person and then take over their stuff so that you can then take over everybody else or defend yourself. So I'm playing with Dave Block, who was the brother of the owner of the trading company that we used to work for, that then got kind of bought over by this other company, but he still worked there. And he was a nice guy, but he was sometimes a little ditzy. And I'm going to get some more pieces while we think about this. I need a 1x6 and 1x4s. This kind of dude who was the price on Bricklink goes for 1 cent. Hot diggity, I'm retiring. He was the kind of guy who probably would he would make off-color jokes and they go, I'm just kidding. And you're like, I don't know if you can really do that, man. But he did it, and everybody was like, that's just that guy. And you're like, is he? Anyway, we're playing this game. And I noticed that my base is starting to be surrounded by all these units, right? I'm like, oh no, somebody really figured out how to crank these out. Like they must have got an extra bit of money somewhere, or they farmed their not requirements, they farmed their elements. I can't think of the word right now, but whatever you need to like build other things. And just surrounded my base. and I can hear him cackling like an office over, right? It was kind of open space where it's like some desks over here, then a hallway, then some desks over here. I mean, I can hear him cackling, and he's kind of like, "You're gonna get it now, Rollman," blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Okay." And then I looked, and I was like, "These are all radar." Like, and then he's like, deploys them all like they're all artillery units, right? He's surrounded my base. Artillery units are about 5 times as much as radar units. Radar units are really only, they're cheap, but you put them somewhere on a path so you can see when people are coming towards you. They're super inexpensive. So he just builds a ton of them and surrounds my base and opens them all up at once, like he's gonna fire at me with all this artillery. And I'm like, you just deployed a bunch of radar towers around me, man. I was like, are you gonna scan me to death? And he's like, what? No, it's artillery. What? No. Like he like totally threw him. And I don't think we could finish playing the rest of the game. We were laughing so hard. What? No. What? No. We would get in so much trouble. I did have more figures. I thought I did. Hot diggity. We would get in a lot of trouble because we would... Basically, the market's closed at... All right. Good night, Mayo. Take care. Thanks for coming by. We would play... Like, we worked at a day trading company, so like we were at the whims of the market, and the market closed at like 3 p.m. Central Time. So it was always like right after the market closed, we would start firing up the StarCraft server or the Quake server or something like that. And just, we didn't get in a lot of trouble, but like we just played the crap out of it. So I do have other bags that'll be for a Nebulon B frigate, the medical droid. That'll be for the Jedi Interceptor. Probably have to figure out how to design my own because there's a ton of them out there already. And then a Resistance Transport, which I think I have a design for, but I may have to redo it. That's just the pilot. It's from the set. Continuing to dig. I think I have exactly the number of pieces I need for these wings. 3x3. I hate doing this, but gotta bring out the big drawer. This is the big drawer. This is all the 2x2, 2x4, and 2x3 plates. And I didn't initially see a second, like as soon as I bring it over, I'm gonna find the next one. But better to be here so I can keep talking. So anyway, we played a lot of games afterwards and it was fun. Even the simple games, like we played one that was like, it was kind of like Risk, but it was all text-based, and we could play it over, like we had a proprietary built chat software. Like it was based off ICQ, but it was like our own kind of thing, or IRC. We could send it commands and play these games in it, and it passed the time. So yeah, Contact will be the next game, if I can, and then still playing Kyber, still playing Battlefront. Somebody was mentioning that they watched their kid play Subnautica, and that's another game that was kind of on my list, but I keep forgetting about it, and I hear it's a great game, or at least it's a formative game. Like now that I'm older, it may not have the same impact as if I was 10 or something. It would suck if I only have one of these. Let's see. Also, Olympics started. I caved on my boycott of the Olympics and bought Peacock, and I will cancel Peacock as soon as the Olympics are over. But man, I love watching the Olympics. I love watching, especially the Winter Olympics, especially hockey. Women's hockey, especially this year. Trying to watch as much of that as I can. Already started with curling, which is a lot of fun to watch. And everyone's like, I don't get the rules of curling. Like, it's so confusing. I'm like, is it? It's shuffleboard. Just closest one to the dot, closest one in the middle. That's all you got to do. Everybody's got 4 or 5 stones to start. You just got to try to get it close. Like, it's the most basic rules. There's a lot more talking and stuff about strategies, but I mean, it's not a complicated game. Well, if I'm having such a hard time finding this, I should probably just order some. I feel a little bummed out about that. I feel like this should be a pretty common part. Plenty of 2x4s. Not a lot of 2x3s. Problem is, this is such a big bucket of stuff that it's hard to say I've looked through the whole thing. What's the latest on the long jump scandal? Oh, what's her name? I thought she was just a sprinter. I didn't think she did long jump. Was that one? Yeah. Heck with this. Let's just get a different color, and then I know I gotta just buy some more of those. I didn't realize it was such a problem. And that's weird because that whole thing is Summer Olympics. All the pieces I thought I was going to have problems finding, I didn't think it was going to be 2x3 plates. All right, so then these two guys go on here. And then kind of was hoping I'd be done with this in an hour so I could start in the other one. We're almost done. And we need the little things here. Oh, the men's winter ski jumpers, yeah. Not penis injections, but like stuff to like give that more surface area. Because the more surface area you have, the more drag coefficient or something like that. It keeps you up aloft longer, keeps you up longer, as it's where. Oh, I need tiles. 4 tiles and then those 2 things. Yeah, I don't know what the latest about that is. I just heard about it today. Very interesting. I'm of the mind that there are so many rules about drugs in the Olympics, performance-enhancing drugs. I say, have an Olympics where you can take whatever you want. If you think it gives you an edge, do it. The free-for-all Olympics, just to see what would happen. And I'm sure it's not good for people, and I'm sure people will die. But I'm like, you know what? You're all making a big stink about this. Let's see what really happens. Is that 3 out? Yeah, okay, so I need a round plate and one of those. I know I don't have this piece. Don't have any of those in white. And I know I think I have these pieces. I just don't know where I've stored them. They may not be in black. So let's go get at least a round plate and some of these underneath things. Unfortunately, I don't think I have all those underneath things. Let's go all the way back. Yes. A very small bag of underneath things, and I'm using one of these on the mock that I'm building, so I could just use 2 of these. I hate using 2 of something for something that could be done in 1, but whatever. I think that's all hilarious. Worried about literally inflated ego. But I mean, if they feel like that's against the rules, then, you know. All right, 2 1x1s and that tile. I'm bringing these over because I already know I don't have all those. But the U.S. women did well in their first group play in hockey. They played Czechia. I thought it was it was Czech Republic, and then it was Chechnya. Now it's Czechia. It's a Czech. It's a K sounding thing. And yeah, I don't have black. Should. Black is a pretty common one, and I feel like I have probably a bag of black of these somewhere, and I know I don't have these. So that'll have to be purchased as well. Thought maybe I got some of those from the bonus program that we don't talk about. But apparently, if I did, I don't know where I stored them. It's the biggest problem I have with that benefit program that we don't talk about is they're new pieces, and I don't have a new place to store them. So, and I'm pretty sure I don't have this. That's just a plate in there. Okay, so this is about as done as this one's going to get. I require several bits, especially for the cockpit. And those nougat pieces need to go, and I need to get white blaster bits. But for the most part, like all the physicality is there. It puts together well. I also need to find a purple lightsaber for mace. I don't like when you put a character with a cape because it crinkles the cape, but I think that looks pretty good. And then again, this, oh, I forgot about the back. We have thrusters back here. Yeah, I don't think I have any of these. I'll go look, but I don't think I have any. And of course that folds up and they can land really nicely. So we're good like that. I'm gonna see if I've got any of these. I'll be right back. And the music again doesn't realize it has hours to play. It just kind of stops. So I have an odd drawer of very small trans clear tiles. I call this a stained glass drawer. And turns out I do have these pieces. I have a whole drawer full of them. I knew I got them on that program that we shall not talk about. So I don't need to buy these. Very excited about women's hockey. Very excited about men's hockey. These have tiles or something under them. Aha, I knew it did. All right. 1 sec. Looking forward to biathlon, a weird sport. Looking forward to crying my brains out for figure skating. It'll be some sad story about this couple who has been skating forever since they were children, and their village is bombed, and they somehow squirreled up enough money to buy their training, and they're the only skating couple from their country, and they'll likely be executed when they get home. Like, I don't know. It's just crazy. Odd drawers. They're a bunch of odd drawers, that's for sure. Okay. So I don't think these pieces don't... Yeah, these are not terribly expensive. I just don't have any. So in the interim, it's going to get just some round ones, because that's easier to do. And I will order these parts later. There's a handful of parts I'm sure I need, because I need some for Sebulba's pod racer. I wanted to get some for the AT crane. So I'll make sure to lump them all together and get them all at once. What's up, Greg? Oh, every time emotion. And it's not even just men's skating. It's like every skating. The ice dancing, not so much, but especially like the individuals or sometimes the pairs. Short program, usually. The long program takes a while and it's not as emotional, but the short program, they can really pack some stuff into. All right, so we got some thrusters there. Everything's accounted for except for that front slope, which I will figure out a front slope for that later. In the meantime, we will put, oh, come on. I was gonna make a joke and you're killing me with not being able to move your arms. While I wait for the slope, you are kidding me, Smalls. We'll put Grimace on the slope right there. Replaying Mass Effect, nice. All right, so there's one. We got one down. That only took an hour and 20 minutes. It took a lot longer than I wanted it to. But I'll go back later. All right, man, take care. Say hi to the family for me. I don't know what I saved in this, but we'll go ahead and save it. And moving on to number 2. So model number 2, there's a lot of parts I need to order for this. It's very war-torn though. All right, number 2 is we're gonna do the arrowhead. So we've got Zach Freemaker or Dak Freemaker or whatever his name is. Cool Guy Freemaker. Get him holding a wrench or something. Because like all Lego produced media, they can't have blasters. They gotta be builders, right? So let's look at this arrowhead ship of his. I am not getting any sets until 2027. I'd like to get the Hail Mary set, so if it's available, I'm holding off on buying sets as much as I can, because I know I'm going to be weak and buy something, but as much as I can until next year, when after we've done our vacation. So that's a bracket. Which bracket is this? It's a little bracket. So we got a little bracket, and then I'm guessing a big, it's a 2x4 plate. Play it round. It's another little bracket. These two brackets come together here. Bracket, bracket. Okay, we'll start there. So this is 2 brackets and a tile. An auspicious start, but these are pieces that are really not seen, so hopefully it won't really matter. But I don't have these in light gray, so it doesn't really matter. That's where he's going to be seated. If I remember correctly, I think he had like a really big, let's look at Free Maker Adventures. Uh-oh, redacted. Let's see if there's any Lego. The Ideas Knight Rider set? Haven't heard of that one. There's a thing. Arrowhead that he holds. It's some weird big gun. Oh, it's a grappling hook. That's what it is. So, oddly, he holds like a weird... I can't see it really well. They both do. So it's like a weird... oh, it's just snot bricks, nozzle, clip, and a grappling hook. I think I could probably do that. So that's what he'll be holding in the ship. I saw a little thing, like, wasn't it, weren't there little, like, small builds about it, too? Maybe think of something else. All right. It's a big... I don't know if we need to build this from the bottom up. Let's get this wedge plate. Let's get this wedge plate, and then we'll worry about some other wedge plates. That is a 4x4 wedge plate. Again, don't have this in light gray, so this might be something that I have to order. And then 2x4, and let's get some of these left and right plates. Ooh, okay. Well, I can't really talk about it yet, but I agree that sounds like it's going to be cool. Well, this goes, we'll go a little back. Like there. Okay. What goes up here? 2x4 plate. And let's get a... Ah, here we go again. A 1x1 plate in red. no other reason for this to be a problem. But if I brought out another 1x2 plate and I colored it dark red, it would be fine. There's nothing different about either of these. And you can see a couple other plates along here do the same thing. So it's just something about these old updates, man. Plus, apparently there's a recent update to Studio that's breaking some other stuff. It's making parts look wireframey or transparent without, for no reason, like it's not conflicting. A host of other things, parts not connecting. So I'm holding off on upgrading. So I'm about 2 behind. All right. What did I say? 2x4. And then a 1x2 and a bracket. I think a icon scale, or at least a like the car scale that they've had, brick built car scale that they had, like the Mustang and the Porsche and the classic truck and the Mini Cooper, that size in a Knight Rider would be pretty cool. Also, I think that would be a good use of a smart brick. You could put it in the car, and when it's going fast, you could do something. As long as it had what's his name's voice in it, that's great. But it's not gonna be. They're gonna do some weird approximation synthesized version of it, and it's not gonna be great. All right, bracket. What is this? Plate. I feel like I've got a couple things here. So let's see what else goes on under here. Round plate, tile. That is a bracket, another 2x4 plate. So let's do another 2x4 plate and do this round guy next to it. Although I feel like there's another piece in here somewhere. 2x6. Let's do that. 2x6 and then 2x4. Excuse me. Because they're always concentrated. That's pretty funny. Something else up here. I am not going to figure that out. So that goes like that. And then something's going to go in between it, and I don't know what yet. So what goes on under here? 1x2, an inverted, and a yellow plate. Very, very good dad jokes, Greg. Goes under the bracket. This goes here. This goes here. Okay. Scream 7 on opening day. Very cool. I'll do this part at the end because I don't want it to be too fragile. Let's see if we can find... Oh, God. I kind of want to just remove a lot of this top layer so I can see what's going on. Another brick right there, another bracket. 2 more plates and a bracket. That's where that comes across. That all lines up okay. That actually doesn't line up right. Oh, because I took the brackets off. Okay. Well, let's hide from the top down then. Nope. Let's keep that. So that should be easy to find. Where's this? Okay. I'm so confused about what this all is. 2x3 wedge plates. I think I found the plurality of finding wedge plates is if you have multiple wedge plates in any given system, including a storage unit full of wedge plates, and you have lots of them, the odds of finding a right and a left simultaneously is about 1 in 5. Like I feel like you find 4 or 5 of one side before you find its pair. These last couple ones that I've looked for have all been like I find the left side 4 or 5 times and then finally find another one. So that's frustrating. All right, so that's a 1x2 plate. And that goes under there? Guess so. This one's very layered, and I think because I was trying to keep it very thin, but still have this like bulb thing in the middle, which was part of the original design. It has this like centrifuge, like it's got a small black hole in the middle of the ship or something that's powering it. And so to make it look like that, I just got really weird with the layering. All right, so one of those, what is this? It's a 2x4 plate, I already did that. That's part of the bracket. So 2x4 plate, oh, and I need 1x2s again, or 2x3s, okay. 2x3s and 2x2s. Sorry, I'm like right over here and I'm abandoning my talking to people duties. I wish I could just reach over and grab stuff, but that's not how this works. This is 1x6s. So let's go get 2 of those small wedges and 2 1x6s. May have to hunt for the small wedge plate, so I'll bring it over here. But I do have the 1x6s. Should be able to tie this all on the one side together. Favorite Mass Effect squad mate? I have soft spot for, and I don't remember her name, but all the ones you can romance. Mostly because you can romance them. The more time you spend with them, the better. And I don't remember her name, but she's the alien. And they're all aliens. But she's like the super alien one with like the face mask and like the backward facing legs. And her people live on a migratory fleet. I was never able to romance her. I romanced the human lady and the blonde or the blue lady with like the small tentacles in the back. And I even mostly romanced the crazy lady with all the tattoos. But I wasn't able to. And I think I even tried as a female character, Shepard. Like your big best friend, the main like alien guy that's like kind of, he's not an assassin, but he's very like broody and it takes a while to get to know him. Tali, yeah. But in terms of like having them at your side or whatever, the big like crab looking ones, that dude was awesome. Yeah, I don't think I have this color. So I'm gonna go ahead and not spend time looking for it. I have plenty of this olive green that I'm going to use. I'll just order more of these because I know that I'm out. I just like Tali's story, first of all. It's a good story. I like the idea of being kind of a wandering people. All right, 1x2, 1x4, 1x4. What are those? Just round 1x1s? Okay. I also haven't played those games in like 5 years. There's some of the first games I played when we moved here and we're kind of under lockdown. I got the anniversary package or whatever it was, where they were all kind of mashed together. And I got, yeah, oh, Garrus. I think that's it. Garrus was, I forget what the alien species is, but I really liked those games, man. If I already didn't know the story and how it ended, and the graphics were slightly better in the first couple ones, I would probably go back and play it. But all right, black plate, black round plate, black round plate. How about we get 2 black round plates? That was one of those games that just, it didn't blow my mind, but it was such a good, big, expansive story, and I spent so much time on it. And you know, you have like a just kind of a general feeling of what it's like to play the game. Do I just put this one in here now? Yeah, I guess so. Is that where that goes? Right there. Well, what goes there? Oh, let me see if I can find these hinge pieces. I'll go grab the box. I have to take these hinge pieces off a lot because I use them for greebling. Yeah, that's a good ship. I wouldn't mind a play set of just like the crashed ship and the robot, because I think the robot is what makes it. But there's really only so much you could do with Interstellar and Lego. The ship, you know. I take these apart a lot because I use them for greebling, which means I have a lot of leftover of the brick. But I think I'm running low on the actual plates. I feel bad taking the plates all the time, but whatever. What's up, Zissou? How are you doing? I know these are technically separate pieces and you have to assemble them every time, but I always keep these together. Unless I need 4 of them for greebling. Worked late, but home now. Good deal. Time to start watching some Lego streaming and then maybe some late night Olympics. I think at this point they're all replays unless they have their stuff 6 or 7 hours. They might be starting some early morning stuff already, 5 a.m. So got some greebling under there. I'm going to go look for that under the boat bottom tile for that. We're doing well. We got a an ETA class attack shuttle with Mace Windu and Grimace, because I need that front slope piece, and I accidentally found this Grimace slope piece, which I think is hilarious. Also, thinking it was kind of rare, Johnny informed me that it was all of 1 penny. All right, so I'm going to get that trans blue dish and then see if I actually have any of these trans blue boat bottoms. Well, that was a real strong pull. I actually have one. So that works out great. So this is, there's like an interior. Oh no, this just doesn't work, does it? It just doesn't sit up there. Oh, that's why. Okay. I gotta replace this. It's like, that's not gonna work. Wish Dave was still here and we could see the odd drawers. This is the round tile, or this is the 2x2 tiles with jumper plates. So these guys and these guys. Now those are hollow, but they're still 2x2-ish. And then I have a little bag with just the holes in them. Goes in the same spot. I have a lot of these blue ones because we did a draft one time of that weird alien cow horse with the robot parts on it and the giant head from Force Awakens. And I got a bunch of these in the process. Had them on like its shoulders. Be interesting if I actually had a black round one. Are these expensive? No? 6 cents? I may have to order one. Other than working, what are you up to? Oh, there's one. Got plans this weekend? Doing anything now that you're home? Or are you just chilling? All right, so that's the drive weird black hole thing in the middle. All right, what's next? That's all done. That's all done. Let's get a curved slope and a couple brackets. Looks like we got a black down bracket and gray up brackets. Playing a few minutes of Stronghold Legends, old medieval PC game. Cool. Like old medieval PC games. We were talking about Age of Empires earlier. If that brings back a flood of memories for you. Might be able to get this done. We only got 10 minutes left. All I have to do is some engines and stuff. We'll just keep going until we're finished. How's that? Because it looks like I have all the rest of these. Jumper. Oh, I may not have a fez in black, but we'll look. Jumper. So 3 jumpers. Do that. So this is also a bag of weird pieces. These are weird slopes. They either have fins on them or tails, or they are this weird sort of double. You can't see it on that one. It's a weird double stud on top, but like the weird curved. And then the one I need on here, which is like a printed, not printed, but it's got a texture on it. I don't think oh yeah, there we go. Got it. That guy. Cool. Yeah, and Age of Empires is just a real-time strategy game where you chop down wood, you collect gold, you mine gold, you get grass, whatever, and you build huts and then villages and then kingdoms and then you attack people and whatever. All right, so 3 jumpers. I'm hiding a bunch of stuff here. 3 jumpers and some round plates. Okay. I've never played Civilization. That's the thing that I haven't done. Haven't played any Civ games. All right, so we got the jumper plates. They're old jumper plates. They don't have the groove in them. So I'm gonna have to get some replacements. And I don't have a black fez, but I have a regular dark colored fez. So I'm just going to do that. Then I've got my plates. And then I need light fixtures, those round plates. Oh, a gray jumper. Okay. What size pole is that? A 3? All right, I just remembered a bunch of parts, so I don't think I have these. I have one in gray, so I'm gonna have to order some of those if I want those to be in gray. Yeah, that's more like build up and take over the world. I had a Pharaoh game like that, which I really liked. I didn't need that many. It was basically, you start off with huts and stuff by the Nile, and you get as many reeds and mud as you can to make bricks, to make buildings, and then it's grain silos and beer and shrines and like all this other stuff, and it's really fun. And I was doing what I thought was pretty well at it until I got attacked, and I was like, whoa, what's going on? And they're like, oh yeah, by the way, neighboring kingdom wants all your stuff. I'm like, I didn't realize that was a thing that was going to happen in this game. So I quit and started playing something else because I don't like getting my butt kicked for no reason. And I got really worked. Like, I was so focused on, building up your religious stuff, because I was like, all right, I want very feared but very devout, or very fearful but very devout populace, because I want a pyramid built for me. That's the whole point of the game, is to get a pyramid built for you. And before I know it, I'm being attacked. I'm like, no. And it was, you speed it up trying to get things done, but then it's like not enough devoted people, or not enough water, or not enough whatever, and you're like, you guys suck. You as citizens of my town suck. It is not my fault at all. Yeah, always out of resources. So yeah, I want this in gray. This goes on the front of that. Instead of dark gray. I want those in regular gray, but dark gray looks fine enough. And one of these binoculars does not fit very well. I know it's 10 o'clock, but we've got just a handful of pieces left, so I'm going to keep pushing through. Thrusters are done. Blasters are done. We need to get this front end done. So this is just regular 3 gray dots, jumper, clip, bar, cones, grills, and wedge pieces. Pieces. This is where it falls apart again, because these are these wedge slopes, these curved angled slopes that are actually called wedge. This is how many I have. And I need 4, so I'm going to put 4 of the same color on. I think all I have is dark red. And I'm going to look for a gray, bar. 3x3 gray bar. 3x3, 1x3 gray bar. Oh, I need a clip. I know I forgot something. Finish anything under here? That's all good. Okay. So with both of these, I know now which parts I need to order. It doesn't look like it's too many. I definitely need to get a bunch more jumper plates. That's an old gray jumper plate. But the Q2 Stadium is going to require probably 16, because 32 by 32, so 16 across, and I need 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 of those. So 64. I need 64 of these. So I'll end up buying like 80 because I need to replenish what I've been using. So there are a lot of bars, or a lot of jumper plates in the future to be purchased. This may need to be a 1x4. Yeah, I don't like this because it just doesn't sit on there very well. So we get a 1x4 real quick. I'm also going to get a different set of binoculars because those aren't staying on. Yes, Ben has watched Knights of the Seven Kingdom. Ben is enjoying Knights of the Seven Kingdom. I really enjoyed it when it was called A Knight's Tale. But I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying the character of Egg quite a bit. And if anybody didn't get who he was by his name, and the fact that he shaved his head, and the fact that he spoke pretty well, and the fact that he knew so much about stuff, I'm like, did you guys not see that coming? All right. I feel like I need to. Oh, okay, I need these. I think I have 4 reds, opposites. But I like all the characters. Like I like the lady who's helping to make a shield. I think the bad guys are perfectly bad without being like comically bad. But it's a lighthearted kind of romp. I do like the the Baratheon guy, the like drunk party going king person. Lionel, probably, yeah, he's wonderful. Like I like him a lot. Where he's basically like he just wants to get drunk and dance, and then when he's Dunk is like, what do I do? And he's like, oh, I don't know. I think you're effed. And then he just gets up and leaves. It's like, yeah, that's so rad. All right, so there we go. We got 2 microfighters built tonight. This will probably be it for a little while. Unless I figure out what I want to do with these other figures. I have designs, but they're not mine. So I may have to redo some designs. So maybe we'll work on that. But yeah, so we've got parts to buy for this. This is the arrowhead from the Freemaker Adventures. With Zach Freemaker. I forget what his name is. But that's the titular ship. The arrowhead, not the titular ship, but that's the main hero ship, the Arrowhead. And then the Edda-class shuttle. The Edda-class shuttle, affectionately named the Grimace. So, there we go. No, I'm not. I don't care about NFL. I haven't for a few years. So I'll probably be streaming. I'll provide an alternative to... Let me make sure I don't have anything else going on. Beth's birthday is yesterday. Beth's birthday was yesterday, and we're having a party Saturday. So I don't think the only thing is the partying might keep me from doing anything early Sunday. I may take Sunday off, but it may be a last minute stream if I do it. And I'll probably just be designing some studio stuff. So I don't think we'll do any of this for a while until I get more minifigs. So, but that's it for tonight. I appreciate you coming by. Thanks again for hanging out. As always, you guys have a safe weekend. If you watch the Super Bowl, enjoy. If you watch the Olympics, I hope you enjoy. That's what I'll be doing for the next 2 weeks. I'll be insufferable with that. But you guys take care, and I will talk to you soon.